welcome to another episode
Hello.
of the Dean and Skree show. What's going on, guys? How are we?
What's happening?
Don't mind me. I was just playing a bit of Game Boy during the countdown. How are you, fellas?
Good,
That is
man.
the
That was actually
best
kind of
way.
fun. I was wondering what you were doing. I thought you were like testing something with the camera. I was like, Scott, we're
No,
live, mate.
just-
We're live.
Just hammering away on the classic.
Nice.
For those that always watch us, we didn't have our intro tonight because it seems like there's a bit of a glitch or something going on with StreamYard, but we'll fix that for the next episode. But Skree, my man, how are you, buddy? How you going?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. As always, excited for these episodes. I cannot wait to jump on these shows. I'm always ready to go. How are you guys, Dean? How are you going, man? What's happening?
Me, I'm good. I'm excited for this one too. Video games. I love video games. I have a lot of physical video games, and a small percentage of them I've actually played. But hey, we're going to talk some nostalgia, some cool ones, and we're going to do it with this man here, ScottCrusher.
The legend
How you
himself.
going, mate?
Hey, boys, thanks for having me. I'm excited to be chatting with you guys for the next little while. I've got to be honest right off the bat. I'm just going to get it out of the way. I feel a little bit of imposter syndrome on here talking video games when the last time I considered myself a gamer was probably 1998 or so. But we got the Super Nintendo going. I've got the Game Boy handy. So yeah, it's just gonna be fun talking some memories, favorite games, nostalgic stuff, and you know all the rest. It's gonna be good.
That's it, man. And I love the backdrop. We've got Street Fighter 2 playing behind you on the CRT
It's so
TV.
cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Apologies for the folks at home that I'm not as well lit here as the other boys are. I tried to fire up my light and it's out of battery. I'm ever the pro over here. So but it's not as well lit in this corner of the room. But I had to, we've got the CRT in the background. I had to pop myself here. It felt fitting.
Nice. Well, before we jump into a whole bunch of cool video games, let's just say hi to everyone in the chat. We got Nate, the Retro Tinker.
Hey,
How are
Nate.
you doing? We got Maddie, keep on collecting.
Yo, Matt.
Yeah. Hey,
Say
Nate.
hi.
Hey, Matt.
Go down to this one. Matt, keep on collecting.
Here he
So
is.
evening, Dean and Skree, and Scotty out of semi-retirement.
Yeah, it's the John Farnham live stream farewell tour over here.
Nice.
One night only.
Ian, how are you, buddy?
Ian.
I hope you are doing well, mate. Hope you're doing well. Is those 3 wines already down or going to go down?
3 wines on deck. Let's go.
He's ready.
Jules is in the
Hey,
house.
Jules.
G'day, Jill.
Hi, Jules. Appreciate you jumping in. Whole bunch of people saying hello. And Phil, Treasures for Trigger. Game on.
Hey, Phil.
Let's go. Who else is here kicking around? Fast Noodle.
Noodles.
Fast Noodle. Welcome.
Oh, buddy. How you going, mate?
I got a fun little story about Fast Noodle when I get a minute, but I don't want to interrupt the flow.
That's all right. We've got a noodle. And what is Matt saying? It's about games. So doesn't a glitch go hand in hand? Yes.
Very
Yes.
true. Very true.
Very nice. People saying hi. We've got Alana Lee. Hello.
Hello.
A new
Hey.
person joining in. Welcome. Shane.
It's my boy Sean. G'day, Sean.
Hey, Sean.
First time viewer of the channel.
Yeah,
He's here
appreciate
for the
you tuning
study.
in.
Thank you for jumping on, mate.
Appreciate it.
All right. We're all caught up with everyone in the chat. So, yeah, guys, I just want to start, and I'm going to start with Skree. What was your first ever video game console? What did you have, man?
First video game console I had was, it's not really showing my age because I kind of vaguely remember it. It's a Commodore 64, and it had the tape deck as well as the floppy disk drive. So yeah, it was a Commodore 64. You gotta love it. Look at that, beautiful.
Yeah.
That's just a stunning piece of technology.
It is.
I've never played it. We had a
No,
PC.
neither have I.
Like I never got, like, this has got a lot going on when you think about just a console and a controller. This has got, you got the floppy disk or the hard disk. You got the actual cartridges. So where is this one? Do you still have it?
Oh no, that's long gone now. That is, but it was one of those things, man. Like I didn't have the monitor. We just had, because the keyboard itself and the hard drive plugged into the telly. and
Yeah.
you had to read the book, the menu, how to load it up. You couldn't just put in and play. You had to type in like load, or I think it was like execute game, whatever you're playing, and it would sort of load it in. And sometimes you get right to the end of the programming and it'd be like fail, try again. So you could take it out, turn it around, put it back in, and try again. The tape was worse for that. I remember that it was always like Pitfall on the Commodore 64. You always had to sort of put the tape in, do the commands, it failed, rewind the tape, put the commands back in again, and it was just But yeah, no, definitely long gone console. Funny little story about that actually. We had the keyboard, the disk drive, the controllers, all the games, and it came with a tape drive as well that plugged in it. And Mum was like, she's gonna sell it, so she sold it pretty much for free. And I remember this guy coming over to grab it, and he literally, his face dropped when he saw the amount of stuff that was getting for free. He's like, no, I need to give you money for it. And Mum's like, just take it, get it out of the house. The boys have got a Sega now. Go away. He's like, yeah. So yeah, because it was always like, Mom, the tape's not working, or like something's not working. And so
I can feel that frustration. I remember playing like some PC games on DOS, and like you'd type in like D:"run,
yeah,
and you do all this hard work, and it kind of say no, and you're like,
yeah.
oh God, what do I have to do? Yeah, crazy. Just want to say hi to Andrew. Forgot.
Hey, Andrew.
Missed his comment there.
Hey, Andrew.
Sending you love, buddy. But yeah, so Commodore 64.
Commodore 64.
Did you like it?
Me, yeah.
Was it fun? Was it good? Or was it just, it's what I had?
It's what we had back in the day, yeah. It was the first console we had in the household, so yeah, that's what I remember.
What sort of? I don't mean to. I'm not trying to expose your age or anything, Skree. But like, I've got no experience with Commodore 64. Like, where did that come in the pecking order? I'm assuming before NES or at the same time as NES.
It would have been like the mid-70s. They came in
mid-70s. Okay, so well before NES.
But okay. I'm not mid-70s. Okay, I'm 80. I'm 80s. I'm 80s. So it's like
It wasn't bought for you.
No, it was just, I don't know. It was just something that we had in the household. It might have been for my sister because my sister's older than what I am. So maybe it was her console, but we just remember that was our first ever sort of gaming console. So, but yeah, it's definitely it's got to be like easily late 70s, early 80s for sure.
Yeah, wow.
It looks complicated, man. Like the way you're describing it, like. What's the worst that happens with a cartridge-based gaming system? You pop it out, you blow in the cartridge, you get make sure the pins connect, and off you go. Like that's
no. This was full coding just to load a game up. Like I said, sometimes it would fail. Like I think Ian said it in one of the comments there. You know what I mean? Like 10 minutes of coding for 30-second game.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Jules is saying she's still got her Commodore 64.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Matt's saying the Atari 2600 for me. That's another late 70s console. Treasure is saying beautiful. I was a Commodore 64 boy too. Nate's got a Commodore 64.
Yeah, nice.
Man, everyone's got a bloody Commodore 64.
They look awesome. Like the full setup with the monitor and everything, they look sick.
Yeah.
Annoying customer 77. How you going?
Hey, mate.
Hey, buddy.
ColecoVision. That is one that I don't even think I've even seen in person, a ColecoVision. Wow, what year is that one? Was that early 80s?
ColecoVision. They're the little handhelds, aren't they?
No, ColecoVision, I'm pretty sure is like an Atari, isn't it? Like, wasn't it a competitor to Atari? I would imagine. I think so. Like. I'm certain it's one that you would have plugged into an old TV.
Because I've got something I can show, and I'm pretty sure it's the same brand of that. So maybe, I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Coleco
it was,
did a whole bunch of action figures as well.
When
I think Coleco, I think more the Rambo action figures. Did Coleco do Sectors? Like they did a lot of those sorts of figures.
Yeah, that's what I think of Coleco.
Yeah.
Right.
Sean still has his Commodore 64. That's cool.
And uses it. And uses it.
Class it as, okay. It looks more like a PC, but I've got no experience with the Commodore 64. It looks cool.
It does.
Mr. Brightside, welcome. Thanks for joining in.
Welcome.
I had its successor, the Amiga 500. So that's another one.
These
Yeah, these are old consoles. You don't see these around.
Oh,
That's
classics.
cool. Ian, the C64 was my first ever gaming machine. 10 minutes to load for 30 seconds of gaming fun.
Yeah.
But you were still hooked because you had no other choice. Yes, you could
Exactly
go to
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You needed coins, you needed money. Mom, Dad, let's go. Nate says, I have some cartridge games for this C64, but most are tape and floppy drive. That's just
Yeah.
awesome. You still have it, man. That's sick.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You're freaking Matt out because he's trying to figure out how old you are.
I'm almost 42. Okay, I'm almost 42. All right, so that's all right.
C64 early 80s. Yeah, 80 or 81. That would be for the ColecoVision. Yeah, Coleco was released in 82. We need a photo of that, Skree. Can you find a photo of the Coleco? Skree?
Yeah, on it now. Yeah.
While we do that, Scotty, same question. What was your first console, man? What are some memories for you?
So the first time I remember playing any sort of video game at home was actually, and you know what? I've tried to find it. It's like one of those childhood toys that you remember fondly, but you don't know what it's called, so you don't know what to look up on eBay or Google. But I remember getting like a hand-me-down set of like Pong that you'd plug into the TV. That it had one like long, like a controller for the player, one that would control the game that was about that long, and then a second one that was simply just a dial, and you could play 3 or 4 different variations of Pong. You could play tennis, or you could play, different games.
Now
And
you're
you know what
talking.
I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about when I say Pong, right? Just like
Yeah.
the two little,
Yeah.
ball goes back and forth. And so that was just a hand me down from my cousin. I'm sure there were multiple manufacturers that were making them. I don't know what it was called. I don't know what brand it was, what model it was. That kept us occupied right at the start. But my first proper console that was a birthday or a Christmas present, I can't remember where it came, but it was actually bought brand new for us and not a hand me down, was the old Sega Master System 2. Classic 8-bit with the and that version right there, Dino, with Alex Kidd in Miracle World built in, and that was the only game I had for probably the first year having the console. You know what I mean? And as a kid, I remember just like, you guys said it before, like you sort of were happy with whatever you got. I look at technology very differently now. I think we all now know that no matter how good a gaming console, a television, or a smartphone is, no matter how good it is, we know that in 18 months is going to be a better one. But I feel like the sort of the ethos around technology, including gaming systems, was like, no, this, like, we don't need anything better than this. This is amazing. Like you weren't prepared for that next iteration. So when 8-bit gaming and then 16-bit gaming came out, like it was just a game changer. It was amazing. So yeah, I had a ton of fun with the Sega Master System too.
Yeah, and I'm exactly the same. This was the first console that I remember having in our household as kids. Had Alex Kidd built in, so if the cartridge didn't work the first time when you put it in, you still had a game pop up. It was like awesome. I'm still playing something. Never made it very far in that game, and it wasn't until I became an adult that I actually sat and tried to accomplish it. And I don't think I did either yet.
So maybe was it Mega Drive? The Master System 1, did that have Wonder Boy in it? That was Wonder Boy, wasn't it? Master System 1? Preloaded in it?
Oh,
I'm pretty sure it did. Because I remember it, because I remember like it was like one of those consoles that couldn't save it, so you had to leave it on 24/7.
Yeah, 100%.
If you turned it off, you lost your progress. But I'm pretty sure. I think it was. Correct me if I'm wrong. I could be, but I think Master System 1 had Wonder Boy. I'm pretty sure.
You're talking like Wonder Boy.
Yeah, Wonder Boy. Yeah. I love that game, man. That's in one of the topics today that we've got to do.
Not 100% sure, but yeah. Wonder Boy is definitely, obviously, it's in my hand now because it was such a classic game back then. But the Sega Master System itself, for me, it was growing up with 2 other brothers, and you've got a console that only has 2 controllers. So
Yeah.
caused a lot of pain for a great many,
But
many
those
years.
controllers are indestructible though. Like
they
many times that they've been used as nunchucks and weapons and everything, and they still survive. Like, today, you drop a controller on the floor and they're broken. It's like, what is this? But yeah, I remember those controllers, man. They're insane.
But they're so small as well. The Sega Master System too. Like maybe same with NES, but I remember going to, like, in the early days when I started collecting, I went to like a Comic-Con in Canberra, but it was like had a gaming focus, and they had a ton of consoles set up, and it was like my first time playing Alex Kidd on Sega Master System 2 on the actual hardware in like,
yeah, wow,
30 years, and I was like, how did I do this on this controller? It's tiny.
They definitely were controllers.
All it had was like a D-pad and 2 buttons.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's what it did.
But I think we just froze a bit then, did we?
Yep.
No. Anyway, did we freeze that?
Am I still coming through okay?
Yeah, we're all good. Yep, we're still good. Sweet. Yeah, we're good. I think it might just glitch out a little bit, but yeah, all good now. Yeah.
Knowing customer says Pong I had was green and red dials. Still have it. Wow. See, Pong is classed as the first ever video game like made. Yeah. Like it was just like, I guess you could say like tennis.
Doop, doop. Yeah. Yeah, the version I had was grey and blue. I think the actual controllers might have been grey with like little blue dials. One day I'll find it.
At 44, I still have my Pong machine from early 80s.
That's crazy.
That's incredible to have that.
That's awesome. Yeah, send us a photo, Sean. I'd love to see it and see if it looks similar to the one that I had as a kid.
Having a built-in game was good move for the Master System. It definitely was, because it didn't matter if you didn't get any games when you got the console for Christmas or your birthday. You had a game to play. And I remember at the back of the cable that plugged into the AV on the TV, it had this little box. And I have fond memories of the 6 o'clock news. That's when my parents would tell me, news is on, and you had to flick the little switch to take it from gaming back to the AV. To the TV to come back on. So, yeah, what a console. Jules has got a lot of consoles. She's got the System 2 as well.
So, interesting. Sega Master System 2 was an interesting one for me because, like, when I got my later console, which I had a little CRT in the bedroom and it went in the bedroom, the Sega Master System 2 for us. Remember, like, back in the day, a lot of people had, like, the little box TV in the kitchen? Did you guys ever have that?
No, we never had it, but you saw it in movies and
like on the kitchen counter. It would be like the TV that my mum watched when she was at home doing whatever, like just the whole TV in the kitchen type deal. It's very. I feel like it's more of an 80s thing, but in the early 90s we still had it. And then when we were sitting at our dining table, which was just outside the kitchen, we could also be watching it. And that's where I would always be sitting on one of the kitchen chairs playing Alex Kidd in Miracle World on like the kitchen telly, not really in the living room. So I don't know. It's just like a moment in time for me, but definitely had a ton of fun with it.
Yeah, well, that's cool. That's cool, though.
I'll come back to a couple of these comments, but I just want to show the Coleco Vision. It looks...
There we go.
Yeah.
Looks like a phone.
It does, actually. Is that the right one? Can someone say in chat if that's the right one? Because I'm not too sure. I just typed that in and that's what came up.
It looks like your thumbsticks.
Like your dials, yeah. In terms of
cartridge. Maybe a CD, something. Not CD. But your floppy up there.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
Interesting that we consider retro. Interesting what we consider retro. Kids at school think PlayStation 2 is retro. And I saw a video the other day, and they said something about, can we rent it? And the guy at the counter didn't even know what renting was.
Yeah, wow.
He's like, rent. What do you mean?
Yeah, I remember my nephew one day. He wanted a PlayStation 2 for his birthday, and he's like, "Oh yeah, it's a cool retro console." I'm like, "Wait, what? It's a PlayStation 2. That's not retro, man. It's only a PlayStation 2." And he's like, "Yeah, retro consoles." I'm like, "Okay, all right, fair enough."
Andrew saying I had a Hamanex console in the 70s, early 70s.
Hamanex is not one that I've heard of.
No, I've never heard that either.
Dang, let's get a photo of that. And Sega, Ian saying Sega in Fijian means no. Ironically, that was the answer every time I asked my parents to buy me one.
Can we get a
Oh
Sega?
wow. Okay,
That'd be a good advertisement.
no, we're definitely showing this console. This is insane. This one.
All right, mate. We'll do that before we get into some games, and we might stay with the Sega Master System too, and show a few cool games that we remember from our childhood. Andrew saying 1978 was that Hanamax. A knowing customer, you could buy an expansion to play Atari 26 games. See, I've got the Flash consoles that they made, the newer ones, that just give you like 80 games straight on it, but I don't think they're even the same size. They're shrunk.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's it. That's what I've typed in. That's what's come up.
Animax. But
Is that like, are they controls that pop out like those?
Yeah, they look like it. Yeah.
Yeah, like they pop out probably the cord underneath it. Yeah.
And I'm assuming that main red dial that goes left and right is how you choose what game you want to play it.
Yeah.
Wrong, but
yeah. You can see like shooting, running.
yeah. Interesting.
Wow. So, was that good, Andrew? Was that did you come home and go, yes, I want to play this?
I can't wait to sit down and fire up that hammer.
I'll start because you've already seen Wonder Boy. So, Wonder Boy, 8-bit. That is your cartridge for Wonder Boy. You remember them, boys?
Just plain and simple. That's all you needed.
Don't get it. Don't go crazy.
Function over fashion.
Sega.
Ooh.
That was it. And yeah, people say you didn't have to blow every one of them, but I remember blowing everything back when I was young.
Careful.
Okay, very wrong. But Wonder Boy, yeah. Adventure game. Man, games back then were only like 5 levels for the whole thing. So, yeah.
But when they're like five levels, but then they repeated differently, or they went backwards, and it was always this on a mad loop.
Some did. The bosses were normally the same. They would just like turn up the speed of the boss.
Yeah.
So the boss would come across the screen, or he'd do one jump, and that was it. But like these are games that, as you said at the start, you couldn't turn the console off. You had to leave it running if you wanted to play it over 2 days and try to finish it. Also, any death, game over. It's back to the start.
Yeah.
There's no checkpoint save. Yeah, here we go. So
Did you leave that Sega console running overnight, like on pause?
You'd have to, yeah.
If you wanted, I did many times, many times.
If you wanted to accomplish the game, try to win it all. Yeah.
That's
crazy. I was doing that with the Xbox back in the day too.
Yeah, but I feel like I'd trust an Xbox overnight more so than a Sega.
Yeah, well, as a kid, I didn't really think about it. I don't want to lose my progress that I worked so hard on.
Yeah.
It was the only way for me to do it.
I always loved it, and we're jumping forward a little bit, but there's games I played as a kid that would give you a save code that you could enter and pick up where you left off. To me, that was wicked. Like, I always really loved that. You know, I used to have notebooks filled with codes for different games and stuff, and could just circle back, plug it in, and pick up where I left off. That was like a luxury.
But even that, you had to finish a level or finish a chapter to get it. And when Mum comes into the room and goes, "That's enough, go to bed," you're like, "Oh, damn it!"
Well, I remember going to the news agency. I remember going to the news agency and always buying like the big A to Z book of like the codes for your levels for your games and stuff. Do you remember that? They used to always bring out like every 6 months. I would bring out a new one with all different games or different codes, and it's like, yeah, this is just cool. Like I don't have to worry about losing progress. I can just up to level 3, code in, where I go. I remember I did that with Ren and Stimpy a lot because I was playing that game so much, and it was like, yeah, they gave every time you finish a level, it gives you the code, and it's like, yeah, just go through the book, go through the big book, and try and find that game, try and find that level. But yeah, it was good.
All right, Scotty, you got a Sega Master System game that you're fond of?
I don't have a Sega Master System.
Oh no. Well then, I'll go again. But there might be a game here that you actually you remember. Do you remember this one?
Dick Tracy.
Dick
I never
Tracy.
played that game.
Dick Tracy.
No. I'm sure I remember that one from the video store though. Like that to me, when I look at that, I just think like Civic Video Cherrybrook. You know what I mean?
This was it was an enjoyable game at the start, but got quite difficult for me. And I know people can say in the chat it was easy, or each their own, but my skill level.
You know, I love the backs of Sega Master System 2 game cases, and I remember the back of the actual Sega Master System 2 box, like all the little breakout gameplay images, just so nostalgic.
You have to remember that's all you got too. If you're at
Well,
the
that's
video
how you
shop,
decided whether you wanted to buy that game or not.
Yeah.
There were no YouTube, there was no gameplay videos, there was no trailers. I mean, there
No.
might be a poster at a video store and a game store or something like that.
but it's usually that.
It's usually that, yeah.
Usually that. All right. Well, I'll do one.
Yeah, let's
One
keep it
more.
going.
That was a classic. Now, this thing was played to death in our household. Not just this one, but the first one as well was Sonic the Hedgehog.
Good old Sonics, yeah.
That was just top-notch playing. You could play for hours. It was so like smooth and easy. It was one of the better made 8-bit games.
I mean, it was really Sega's answer to Mario Brothers, wasn't it? Super
Oh,
Mario.
100%.
I never actually
Sega
played
does
Sonic on the Master System. I didn't play Sonic until the Mega Drive.
Yeah, and that's when it got a little bit better. But
Mm.
this got smashed. Like, and you can tell. Look at the like.
Yeah, well.
We had good fun
Is that
with
your
this one.
childhood one? Are these all your childhood games?
Yeah.
Or?
Yeah. Yep. These three are.
Very cool.
I remember the first time seeing like the Sonic on the Mega Drive, and it was like the 3D level where you go into like the colored balls and he goes over the hill. I was just thinking, what is this graphics, man? This is insane. How are they doing this? And I'm pretty sure like epilepsy was coming on at the time as well, because it's just so fast happening. And I was like, this is cool. And I was like, had to get a Mega Drive. It was so sick to see that.
That 8-bit to 16-bit really showed out in some games, didn't it?
Oh, for sure. Like it was like next gen.
Yeah.
This is awesome. This is instructions, but these aren't my childhood instructions. I must have got these in a lot or something. So it says on there, it says, please return to the store. Thanks. So someone under that wrote, what store would that be? And then on the back, like you were talking about earlier, Scotty, someone's written down some codes or something. And that looks like Wonder Boy to me. Like, is it, you know how they did the rock, paper, scissors to
Alex the Kid. Yeah, Alex the Kid.
So it's like stone, scissor 3, scissor, paper 2.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. I enjoy that. But yeah. All right. We'll chuck Skree up in the main page, and I'll just go through a few comments. If I miss your comment, I do apologize. Ooh, I'll do this one. Matt saying, I have a 80s wood grain Atari. It's been rewired to use HDMI. Really?
That's
Game
sick.
on, got it when you're next here.
Game on, baby. It's on.
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
I've got a Atari 2600, but it's the 90s plastic one. It's like the black plastic.
Remember how people remembered cheat codes? I remember like PS2 time. We were, like cheat codes, like you remember them in your head. You were up, down, left, right, triangle, square.
Yeah.
Nick Smith's here.
Hey,
Nick. Appreciate you jumping in.
Well, mate.
Nate saying a little while ago, I discovered that you can buy a brand new Atari 2600 games on Big W online.
What?
Oh, like a retro pack. I've seen them for like Switch and that, where you can buy like it's just got like 50 games, and they're all like HD'd up. But
they're not. No. But I'm confused. They're not still making.
Not.
What do you mean? Old games that are now digital copies where you can play them? Is that or new games?
It wouldn't be cartridge games, would it?
Well, they did release the Atari, the new one, with the cartridge slot. So maybe they did bring out a whole cartridge line. Maybe just as a
very interesting. Nate misses the game books. Jules definitely loves Sonic. and Alex Kidd. I'll make sure I say Alex Kidd.
Alex Kidd.
Codes.
No V in sight.
And Sci-Fi's here.
Hey,
How are you?
Sci-Fi.
What are we talking about? We're talking about retro video games, buddy. We're going back in the day. Go Skree. Let's see some retro fun.
All right, I got some pictures there loaded up. This game I remember was always on the Sega, and you could never get it off to play anything else. My brothers just wanted to play this, and it was like, this is the game that started fights. Always started some sort of fight, no matter what. And you couldn't help scream, "He's on fire!" every time you would get the ball. Or Boom Shakalaka. Yeah, I used to.
Boom Shakalaka.
Yeah, and then you would. Speaking of the codes, you used to put in like the big head codes or like the big shoe codes and stuff like that. Or like when you select your characters, you put a certain combination in, and that would give you something like big head or always on turbo or things like that. But yeah, I remember this game was always one that would start an argument like, get off Alex the Kid, get off Sonic, just put this on and play some NBA Jam. It was always, yeah. There was always one on the TV. That's what I remember. It's always one on the TV.
That's got any sports game really just it just brought families together, didn't it?
But it's still so much fun today. Well, even when you jump on and play like an emulator or something like that, if you haven't got a console to play, this game's still a pretty fun game to play. And like, yeah, just trying to get those ring burning or like the boom shakalaka all the time. It's one of those games always going to remember. Yeah,
boom shakalaka.
Yeah, but yeah.
Everyone's boom shakalaka.
I used to always love the mid or half game like reports. When you who's getting the most points or like who's fouling the game. Yeah. Did you just load up, Scotty? Is that what this come on then?
Yeah, I just fired it up. I love it
because I love the Activision logo with the big iguana and that. Yeah, that's what I saw. I was like, yeah. Every time that loaded up, he's like, yep.
Check that. Like the title screen is just.
Keep talking.
That's mad.
It's so good.
We should have worked out some emulators tonight so we could play something while we're live talking.
Definitely a classic game. I mean, I've got the tournament edition one. That's the one that I bought for my Super Nintendo. But I mean, I remember loving playing the original arcade version as well.
Yeah. Well, that's what I remember. Like when we used to go to the movies, they had 3 arcades, and it was Turtles, Simpsons, and NBA Jam. We used to love going to. Yeah, it was so good, and yeah, I just remember always get off the Turtles. We want to play basketball, so we had 4 of us on basketball playing. It's like, yeah, this is sick.
Yeah,
but yeah,
that's awesome. That's so cool. Sorry, Skree?
I was going to say, do you want me to load up another one, or you want to go?
You can. I just wanted to show off a box, and I'm sure Scotty will be impressed. I don't even know if you know this is a game, Scotty, but I know you love the figure toy line of this one.
I do, yeah.
No, I didn't even know that was a game.
Is that Sega Master System as well?
Yeah. Yep.
Very cool.
Sega Master System crashed. Just called Crash Dummies by Flying Edge.
Yeah. There you go. Well, that's I mean, that's what the toy line was called. I mean, most people, when I look on eBay for this line, you just search Crash Test Dummies because that's what everyone calls them. But yeah,
exactly.
The toy line was originally Crash Dummies and then the Incredible Crash Dummies. But that game looks like it would have been a little bit earlier on because it's got a little bit more of an old school logo than like some of the in-package toys I've got.
This is 93.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so now smack bang in the middle of the toy line. I didn't realise they'd still be making Sega Master System games in 1993. I thought at that point they probably would have gone to Mega Drive or Super Nintendo.
Well, they were making games nearly up to 2000, I think, in Brazil.
On Sega Master System.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yep. For some reason, I don't know the history of it, but I've seen it in a lot of docos. Brazil, especially, got a lot of games, kept going. Just go back to Nick Smith's comment about Paperboy. I never played Paperboy that much, but I know it was a well received and enjoyable game by a lot of people. Not one that I have either.
I could never get I always get to the end game because like you hit the street and there was a point where the street turned into like I think it was like a I think it might have been like a rubbish dump, and that was kind of like the end boss for the level. And I always remember just failing that straight away, and you just start from scratch. And it's like, come on. But yeah, I just remember that was always a difficult one.
Nice. All right, Skree, you had another one lined up, mate.
I do. So as you said, like there's always sports games. Like it was always sports games. But in my household, there's also racing games as well. Because my brother was right into motorbikes and stuff. So this one was always getting played, Enduro Racer. Do you remember this one?
I got this.
Yeah. It's so good.
Do you know this is the first game that I gave my 3-year-old to play? Because all he had to do was hold the button down, and it would go nee nee.
It's
we'll do that.
there's a little trick to this game too. So if you can actually sit right on the edge of the track and you can miss all the jumps, all the obstacles, and just go straight to the end. You didn't have to even do anything. You could just sit there and go, all right, I'm just going to let it go, and it just goes straight. But this is one of the ones that did the same thing. So like every level was always either sped up or they just the colorway was just different. They changed the color on it, but just kept on going no matter what, how much you played it. It just kept on going. But yeah, I just remember my brothers always playing when they were holding the controllers. They used to do the lean. Me, you always watch people who do the leans, and they're like, yeah, and it's like, yeah. But this is one that was always played on the telly as well. The Enduro Racer. It was one of the faves.
Maybe. I remember my brother would always get told, "Put your tongue in when you play video games."
Doing the concentration, yeah.
That's a classic.
But yeah, that used to always be the thing. The lean was always funny.
Oscar here. How are you, Oscar? Thank you for.
Hey, Oscar.
Hey, Oscar.
He says in Brazil we have some Sega Master System exclusive games like Battletoads, Woodpecker, and others, but game prices in general are very expensive here. So there you go. Yeah,
interesting.
I knew they were still making them well into like when the consoles had finished here, but yeah, because I never heard of Woodpecker. I think that's Woody Woodpecker. I think there might have been a Woody Woodpecker game.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Very cool.
So endurance racer, motorbikes. Mm-hmm. This one has to be a newer one. Is that the same game?
Enduro racer.
I never got to that level. I never got past that.
That might be that screenshot might be a newer one. You're right. Yeah, because I just saw that because I don't remember other big vehicles. Oh no, actually, click on the image again. The other one.
I feel like
it might be a newer one. Yeah, that might be a newer one. Yeah, because I think the only vehicles they had in that game were like buggies, weren't they? Like sand buggies.
Yeah,
it was like sand buggies.
Gaming was decent once the Game Boy came out. Well, yes, if we get to the Game Boy. C64 was good. Mega Drive 2 was the genie start of the decade graphics. Yeah, Mega Drive 2 was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, start of the decent graphics. Yeah, I mean, like we were saying earlier, when the Mega Drive and the Super Nintendo came along, like that jump from 8-bit to 16-bit just was mind-blowing.
Yeah, it was definitely. We'll get into some of those cool games in the 16-bit in a second. Sold my original Atari with many games and television for quite a few bucks this year. I still have a PS1 portable, which I still fire up. PS1 portable, cool.
Yeah, wow.
That took the world by storm too. I appreciate your comments on that, Oscar. That was really good information, mate. The lead was so Scotty. What do you got, mate? Well, it doesn't have to be early. It could be whatever. You can jump ahead, jump back, go anywhere you want.
Yeah, let's skip it forward a year. So 1991 was when I got my when I got the Sega Master System 2. 1992 Christmas was when I got this bad boy right here, the Game Boy. And even though it wasn't really it was sort of a backward step, I suppose, from a graphics perspective, because it was just all monochromatic against the green screen. The notion of portable gaming, long before smartphones or any other handheld devices. Okay, Nintendo had the Game & Watch, and other companies had those little handhelds, but for them to get the Nintendo treatment was just mind blowing. So I had so much fun with this. 1992, 1993. I later on got a Game Gear. I won that in a competition. But
Nice.
even as cool as the Game Gear was, like having the same portability but in full color on batteries that would last about 5 minutes. I don't think I enjoyed the Game Gear as much as this. I just got so much play out of the Game Boy.
That looks like the original.
Yeah, this is the original.
Yeah.
This is the original. I don't know if you probably can't see it. I was going to get it down, but it's completely covered in muscle figures.
You can see the box.
I've got the box that it came in just up there in the corner, and it's the same. It's the same box, like the one with the built-in Tetris. That was one that I got for Christmas. And then at the same time as I got that, I got WWF Superstars, my favorite Game Boy game.
Oh, nice.
Purely for nostalgic reasons. So, and it's got the name Sam Power with a phone number on the back. How about that?
Oh,
give me a call.
Give it a call, Sam.
But Scotty, I'll jump in with you there as well.
Very cool.
So this is original base, but I put a new cover on it because it was all yellow.
Nice.
So that's just that's a recase, but it's a original. This is one I had since I was a child.
With like the aqua coloured blue buttons on the black.
But yeah,
very cool.
I thought I'd jump in there with that one because I was going to show that off too. That's
Did
one.
You have one as a kid?
That is my one from the kid.
Oh, that's your childhood one.
Yeah. So the original case, it was all went yellow and brown. So I ended up just swapping it over.
Nice.
So
nice.
Wow.
That's very cool. What about you, Dino? Did you have a Game Boy as a kid?
I did not have a Game Boy. The kid having a Game Boy, I remember in primary school, was like, all right, that family's well off. And they got a Game Boy. And having 3 kids, I think my parents would have had to bought 3 Game Boys.
That's true. Yeah, it's not quite as shareable as a a home console.
But not putting anything on my parents. My parents were awesome because what they decided they'd do is they'd go and buy the Tiger handhelds.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Tiger handhelds were our, I guess you could say, on the road. In the cars. I couldn't play it in the car because I got terrible motion sickness. So I just, spend my time throwing up in a bucket. But my brothers had fun. But
well, there you go. Oscar was just talking about Battletoads. There's the Battletoads Tiger handheld.
Yeah. So this is our child one, and I still remember it literally has my name and my primary school 5th grade class in there. But the other one we had is the Terminator.
Oh, that's cool.
So you can actually see in the packaging, it is open because we played it, but my parents kept the packaging. So when you put it in, you can actually see what it would look like playing it. It was just like a top-down sort of shooter that just flash up on the screen. Actually, I'll flick them around.
That's actually printed on the packaging, is it?
Yeah, on the plastic.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. LCD video game. Video entertainment in the palm of your hand.
See, I remember always growing up on one of those type of handhelds, like like the Battletoads or the Turtles. But Mum was always like, "No, I'm not going to spend money on something that you're going to lose. So you can have like the cheap ones from like Woolworths, like these ones.
Yeah,
the $5 little ones that you used to grab, and that was what we used to have.
Like, them. Yeah. We had
with your little stands and everything that comes with.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we had the Donkey Kong, the orange case, the silver, the clip, the original Donkey Kong. That was good. But yeah,
very very similar to that, like that.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Yeah, very similar to that one. Yeah.
So not taking your spot, Scotty. I know that you were talking Game Boy, and we'll come back to it.
That's all right.
But that's what we do. We just jump all over the place.
Yeah, it's so good.
Plane and tank battles. What a pain in the ass game that was.
Who made that one?
Who made that one? Hong Kong? Doesn't say anything.
Sorry to throw a curly one at you.
Yeah. Oh my God, there's instructions. Look at that. It looks like a line diagram, to be honest.
It looks like a complicated game.
Yeah, it does actually. Yeah. One says 1981 VTL. It's very similar to yours.
I don't have anything very clear. If I find out, I'll come back to you. But
No, that's all good.
now catch up on some comments because the chat is going crazy and it's awesome. Snoopy tennis game and watch.
Am I supposed to be doing something while I'm big, or
you just smile, just
hanging out?
Bring the
just turn around and play some NBA.
Just turn around and play some games.
Shanko's here.
Hey,
Shanko.
Never late. Join whenever you feel.
Yep, that's it, mate. No need to apologise.
If I did lose a comment, I'm sorry, guys. Oscar's looking for a Game Boy Light. It's a little rare here and expensive. Game Boy Light, were they were smaller, weren't they?
Yeah.
Or just yeah. And obviously lighter than any original Game Boy. Nick Smith, I had a Jordan 3 on 3 Tiger 1. A Jordan 3 on 3 Tiger 1. Yeah, there were so many Tiger handhelds. And I even see them in videos today when I'm watching like pickup videos and that. They make ones that I didn't even know. Like everything got them. Sci-fi, I lost my Game Boy on a train heading to Tamworth. Oh, nice. I bet you a lot of people lost their Game Boys. Got color screen Astro was in the early 80s Christmas present. Oh, Astro. Yeah. I remember Astro.
Astro Wars, yeah.
Original Donkey Kong with box now sells for over $600. Even more if they have the battery case. Yeah, well, the battery case is a big thing, and we're talking this tiny little thing because back then you didn't have the standards to have the screw in the safety standards, so it was just tiny little battery, little thing. Easily, parents will vacuum that up and buy. See ya.
Yeah, it's crazy how much money some of those Nintendo Game and Watch systems go for, though.
Matt's saying we had that brand Skree. We had a game called Monkey.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I recall Monkey, or I recall the screen. Zazel's here.
Hey, Zazel.
Thank you for jumping in. Andrew's saying Andrew has a Donkey Kong mint in box, Ian. Ooh.
Wow,
flex. We got for flexing now.
That's an Andrew flex.
Game Boy Light was backlit Game Boy Pockets. Do you remember when they brought out the connection for the Game Boy with the light? So
the accessory with the magnifying thing in the light. Yeah.
Oh, solid.
Do you remember the little camera as well? Like you could actually get a camera and a printer and print out like a photo. Have you seen that?
Yeah. Pippi, how you going? Thank you for jumping in.
Welcome.
Yep, that's it. We love it. We love it. I'm just going to go swing back to a comment. This was about the Atari actual physical games being sold at Big W, so our sort of department stores now in Australia. So Retro Tinker saying there's actually Atari game cartridges because Atari released a 3/4 scale re-release console. Kim got me one for Christmas a couple of years ago. That is wicked. Completely oblivious to that. Wow, that's awesome. All right, who's got something to show? We'll talk about go forward.
Yeah.
Let's go forward.
Let's go some 16-bit action.
Let's hit 16. Wait, was this 16? This is still 8, isn't it? All right, we'll come back to that. 16. You want to go first, Scotty?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, no.
Let me go first. So look, my favorites. So Super Nintendo was the 16-bit console that I had as a kid. I sort of had exposure to both. We had some neighbors that had a Mega Drive, so it was like the ideal scenario. You know, you could go play some Mega Drive when you want to with the neighborhood kids, or also have them around, playing some Super Nintendo. But I got the Super Nintendo for Chris. I've mentioned this 100 times before previously, so I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. But
that's all right.
Yeah, got the Super Nintendo for Christmas in 1993. Next level. to me, even then, I remember thinking like, this is a ridiculous jump up. It can't possibly get any better than this. Like, it just can't. And to me, it was like, it felt like playing arcade quality games or thereabouts, like on a home console, which just kind of opened up the possibilities. And the crazy thing, as you can see there, like so many classic games, so many classic like native video game franchises, Mario, Zelda, Castlevania, all the rest, arcade
Yeah.
ports like Street Fighter 2.
Yeah, straight out of the arcade.
I've got that here. That was my favorite. And the other crazy thing is just so many licensed games. Like Dino showed Dick Tracy and Crash Dummies on Sega Master System, but it felt like every single action movie from the 90s and every single toy line, and just any other pop culture IP got a Super Nintendo game. Like the licensing was crazy.
Yeah. It didn't have to be a good movie. It was just
No.
make a movie, make a game. Go.
Exactly. And that's a really good little wallpaper you got there, Dennis. A lot of my favorites on that. Like to me, that's just, Super Metroid, Donkey Kong Country, like
Yeah.
Mm.
Donkey Kong was going to be the one that I talk about the most. When that came out, I just thought that was incredible. The ability to just sort of do anything and go anywhere in the map, all the bonus stuff that you had to collect wasn't super hard until you got to sort of those rail carts. And
I mean that rail cart level. I mean, I had a ton of fun with Donkey Kong Country as well. I never owned that on Super Nintendo. I rented that, and that was one of those frustrating ones where like I couldn't have the game long enough to make real progress.
Yeah, I agree with that. This was the time in my life when you were able to go and stay at your mate's house, and you started like the pizza nights and the soda,
sure.
and you were playing. So we were playing Donkey Kong and trying to accomplish that, and Super Mario World, Yoshi, all that. But yeah, one big game that I was addicted to was the Turtles in Time. Do you guys play that? Do you remember playing that?
I didn't play that.
No, I didn't play it.
Anyway.
I find that still so crazy, Scott.
I played it. I played it now. Like I've gone back and played it, but I didn't play it when I was, because by that time I remember I moved more into like the fighting, like the Street Fighter, the Mortal Kombat. I stayed away from those ones. I went to like more, like the fighting games.
Yeah, but and for me, like when I think about it, it is pretty surprising that I didn't play it as a kid, because I'm sure it would have been at the video rental. But the thing is, by the time 1993 came along, I wasn't into Turtles anymore. You know what I mean? As funny as that sounds, it's 2025 and I'm into Turtles. But you know what I mean? That phase of my childhood, I was into wrestling and I was into movies and stuff like that. I'd sort of left Turtles behind a little bit.
I sort of swung it different. Like I got more into video games, less of the actual toy, more into the video game, because you could immerse yourself into that imaginative world that you did with your toys. You could now start doing in games.
Yeah, definitely. And like, no matter how good a Sega Master System 2 game was, like you probably weren't getting fully immersed. Like, and look, to a lesser extent with Super Nintendo, but like, my attention span playing Alex Kidd in Miracle World on Sega Master System was a fraction of what it was playing Donkey Kong Country or Street Fighter 2 or Super Mario Kart on Super Nintendo. I remember playing for longer, but it's still not like you talk about, not like kids playing Fortnite for 14 hours straight today. Like I feel like my attention span playing even my most just crazy favorite games as a kid was probably 2 or 3 hours. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I did some long ones, especially when I was staying over mates' houses and that. But in my brain, it was an all-nighter, but we were probably asleep at 10 o'clock.
Yeah. I remember, I remember like you said, Scott, losing that attention span, but I got more into like the competitive side of it, if that makes sense. Like I got with the fighting games, I'd always go to the mate's place, and it was always like, all right, let's play King of the Hill, and it used to be all-nighters, and that's what kept like me going with gaming. I moved on from like those games where I lost my attention span. I couldn't sit on a game for more than an hour or two, it's like, oh no. But as soon as I got into the competitive side of it, I was like, I'm hooked. I was hooked. I was like, yep, let's go. I remember going to like tournaments and stuff and playing like card swap meets, and
wow.
yeah, it was
That's
really
awesome.
really fun. Yeah,
That's cool.
We'll stay with that. We'll just answer some questions. So, do we know there was a sewing machine that is a Game Boy accessory?
is there really?
That I do not know, and that
Is that a Brazil exclusive, Oscar? And
Wow.
also,
Yeah.
shout out Oscar saying that he was watching our stream to help him practice English. That is awesome. Hope you
That's
can
pretty cool.
navigate the Australian accents okay.
just say mate a lot.
Yeah,
Game Boy sewing machine would be a holy grail. I again, I need to look that up because that is
yeah,
crazy.
definitely.
There is a comment there about Sydney FC and Wexham, but I'm not going to show it in case anyone's watching later or want to rewatch. Those game covers bring back so many awesome memories. They're so good. It is one of the big parts of nostalgia for me. It's just looking at a game cover.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, Mortal Kombat, man. Love Mortal Kombat.
This is a damn movie that I want to watch and I can't find. Don't want to pay eBay prices, not on any streaming service, but the Wizard movie. It had a lot of the I think it was the NES.
Was it the Power Glove movie? Yeah. Okay. Now, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, come on.
Because I'm keen to watch it as well. You haven't been able to find it on any of the streaming platforms?
No.
Spewing.
No.
Let's have a movie night.
That's when I saw Ice Cave in Donkey Kong Country first time. Yeah, and talking about Donkey Kong, the second Donkey Kong, like if I had to choose music out of any video game, it would be the start of Donkey Kong 2. And it's just pure nostalgic. You just sit there and listen to that. Do. I'm not going to butcher it, but yeah.
Quick copyright music.
Copyright. Buying a Super Nintendo console many years ago is what kickstarted my retro gaming collection. Good on you, Nate.
Nice.
Kicking goals, buddy.
I think selling my gaming collection started my toy collection. That's what started my toy collection.
Fun fact, the SNES, which is Super Nintendo Entertainment System, was released on July 3rd, 1992 in Australia. Nice. Ollie's here. How are you, Ollie?
G'day, Ollie.
Thanks for jumping in.
I didn't realise the Super Nintendo came to Australia that early.
Yeah, we probably just couldn't afford it.
Yes, it might have been like rich kids ones.
Yeah,
because I remember
get it like a year and a half after that.
Ollie remembers getting his Super Nintendo with Street Fighter 2 Turbo. Yes, I got that, man. Everyone's saying hi. All right, Skree. Let's get into your one, buddy.
Righto. So this is jumping. This is jumping another console. This is jumping another gen.
That's
this
right.
Is going, yeah, this is going to PlayStation 1.
Whoa.
So this is Tekken 2. So this is
vintage to you, isn't it?
Yeah.
How old you are?
Yeah. So this is what kicked my like major competitive start. Like this is like I remember going to a tournament for Tekken 2, and today I still play Tekken 8. Like that's how much I love it because Tekken 8 came out last year. Nice. It was just one of those games. I don't know. Like the storyline. I didn't play much of the storyline. I just wanted to verse all my friends. I'll be like, come over and play, and you get button mashes. But I'm like, I got to show my skill. I got to show what I'm worth. You know, it's Tekken 2, and that's my number one game. This one, the Tekken 2. I love it. I wish it was like it was back in the day. But Tekken 8's just it's all right. But yeah, Tekken 2 is where it's at.
I think everyone got into fighting games a little bit. Like mine was Mortal Kombat, trying to learn and do and accomplish every one of the fatalities.
Yeah.
So you could see what it was. Like you'd see them in magazines and that, but you'd be like, oh man, I want to do that myself. Or your friend would do it to you, but he wouldn't tell you how he did it and just piss you off. But yeah, another fun family. I guess you can call it a sports game.
Yeah.
But yeah.
This is
you fought. Sorry, Skree.
They're right.
What was your fighting go-to, Scott?
Street Fighter 2.
Street Fighter 2, yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Love Street Fighter 2. I love Street Fighter 2 with the arcade stick. It has to be you have to play it with an arcade stick.
Yeah, Street Fighter 2 is just my favorite fighting game. And like I said to you boys at the start, like you know, I stopped playing video games quite a long time ago. Like PlayStation 2 was like the last console I had still to
Wow.
this day. So a little bit of Mortal Kombat, a little bit of Tekken, on arcade and stuff like that. But mainly it just, Street Fighter 2 just even to this day I still love it.
Yeah.
Still a blast.
Yeah, it's quality. This was a fantastic time. I remember this was a time when my brother actually got a PlayStation, so it was the first time like one of the kids got something separately. This was like, this is yours, share it with your brothers. But this was a jump in graphics that just like 3-dimensional, open world-ish in some sort of games, allowing you just to jump, go, and do what you want. Like, mind blowing.
It was. It
So
really
was
was.
this the first Tekken game on PS1?
No, so Tekken 1 was the first.
Oh, okay. I thought that might have been on Nintendo 64 or something like that.
No, Tekken 1, but it was really bad. It's like it was. I think they just the start of the franchise, but Tekken 2 really, as Dean said, the next level with the graphics. It was like you're just like in awe. You're like, they can't beat this. There's no way they can beat this. You're like, there's no way. Look how smooth it is. Look at those face. Look at those facial features. Like, you can't improve that.
Photorealistic.
Yeah. But yeah,
that was awesome time.
Mm.
Awesome time. Nate's saying, I still have the original PlayStation I bought as a kid for $20 off my brother's mate who just got a PS2. My PlayStation had a mod chip, so I could burn. Mod chips.
Good old mod chips.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool kid.
Best $20 you could spend. That's a deal.
That was awesome. Sci-Fi's got to go to work. We'll dream of 16-bit. Thanks for jumping in, buddy.
All right, man, everyone.
Bye.
Good old modded days, hey? Good old modded days.
Yeah, I remember asking for the Nintendo 64. That's what I went for with my parents as my console. I said, what could I do? And then I was like, I'll cut the grass, I'll do the gutters, and I'll do all this. And each of those had a dollar amount that you could get. So, but I don't know if you guys played this. I don't know any kid that didn't play this, and it was just like insane in our sort of group, but it was GoldenEye. We multiplayed our asses off with this.
Yeah, I know it's an absolute classic, but I never had a 64 or a mate with a 64, so I've still not played it.
Yeah, and a lot of people didn't get to 64 from our gen.
Yeah.
But this movie was huge. This game was huge. The multiplayer aspect of the game was so good. Sorry about the glare, guys. You always had this character called Oddjob. He was a little short character, and people that couldn't play would always pick Oddjob because when you're shooting, you shoot over the top of him. You'd have to really like use the controller to try to get, and he'd just run around and chop you with his arm.
That's cool.
It was so frustrating, but I don't know, something that, like, even that's my game from when I was a kid, and I just I kept it perfect. It's got one ding on it there. For some reason, I just thought to myself, like, I love this game that much. I just want to preserve it forever.
I mean, I've said this 100 times before, mainly in regards to like action figure card backs and like vehicle boxes and stuff. But like, I wish I was like you, or I had parents like you insofar as like, no, we'll keep all this stuff, we'll pack it away. Like, when I got a game, even like games that I was like begging for and like counting down till Christmas to get, like Street Fighter 2 on Super Nintendo, I reckon the second I opened it, the box went in the bin. Like, I didn't even think to keep the box.
Yeah, 100%.
You didn't spend time like looking at the box, or like, I guess you didn't need to more. Like,
I spent time looking at the box all year in the store when my mum was doing the shop. You know what I'm saying? Like, but once that thing was mine, like, I just wanted to play.
It's actually a good point, yeah.
I feel you, mate. I feel you.
Yeah, but like I wish I hung on to it. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, I wish I hung on to a lot of that stuff. But I admire the sort of foresight that you and your parents had to sort of keep stuff, not only keep the boxes, but keep it in such nice condition.
Yeah.
But
I was like you, Scott. I never had a Nintendo 64. I had friends that had it, and I remember going around there and like, oh, let's play GoldenEye. It's like a shooter. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm into that. And they gave me the controller. I remember the first time holding a Nintendo 64 controller, and I was like, What
Like,
do I
Yeah.
do? How do I hold this controller? Like, what is this? You know, GoldenEye was the very first game I ever played on an N64, and I was like, I still have no idea how to hold the controller properly. It's just one of those things.
I don't think anyone does. I don't know how
Yes,
they
yeah.
thought that would be like exceptionally awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially that like you got the PlayStation going and the N64. That's your like, come on.
Yeah.
Andrew Stain still had my Resident Evil 2. It was 2
Ooh,
discs,
nice.
and you had to play each disc twice to play the whole game. Wow.
So was that would have been on PS1? Hey, Resident Evil 2
Would have had to be. Yep,
Yeah.
definitely.
Isn't like Final Fantasy like 5 or 6 discs or something as well? On the
Yes.
PlayStation, yeah. It's
And an
massive.
X-Files just click adventure game, but because they used they used the actual actors and they filmed it, so it was like an episode of the X-Files that wasn't aired, and then you had to click and point. That was 4 discs to get through. But God, that was a slow drive, that one. I remember when my friend lent me Tekken 2, he said that CD was too heavy and he had to turn the PlayStation upside down to play it properly. The drive was bad, but he thought the problem was the CD. There you go. Similar to toys, these games, consoles take me back to fun times.
Oh, 100%.
They do.
That's one of the reasons we do it and we want to talk about it because, yeah, for ourselves, it takes us back. And
Yeah.
I'm glad and hope it does that for everyone that's here.
Yeah, I mean, I think having an action figure in your hand definitely takes you back. I mean, that's where my passion is from a collecting standpoint, but it's hard to argue that video games have that transportative quality even more. It's like the audio and visual coming together and just, it's the closest thing to time travel, playing some of these old games. But I suppose the problem I'm at now is all the games that were nostalgic to me, I've now got, and I've played them a dozen times as an adult, and it almost like, do you know what I'm saying? Like,
You're playing one right now that is very nostalgic.
yeah, definitely.
Bill's got the 64 too. Bill, you got all the consoles.
Oh, wow.
Ollie's saying here, I replayed the original Resident Evil 2 just the other day. Genre I never got into heavily. I always thought to myself, like, I was getting jump scares and everything, and I'm like, why am I spending my time relaxing? Freaked out on the couch. Like,
it's a thrill, mate.
I can't play this unless someone's in the house with me. Like, and that's still to today. Like, I'm like,
I'm pretty sure you screamed a few times playing Gears of War there, Dean, as well. Remember?
Yeah. I like bring it down a level. My older brother bought a Nintendo 64 and I wasn't allowed to play it. I played it anyway.
Nice.
Phil, we were a Sega family, but we rented
Same.
N64s in the video store as a treat. Yeah, because I remember you could rent the actual whole console.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I played GoldenEye multiplayer one time. My friend used my explosive mines and I surrendered. Yeah. There were people that you're like, come on, play with me. It's awesome. And then you'd be like, bang, bang, bang. Yeah. And as soon as they spawn, you're in front of them going, bang. And they're like, oh, this is why I'm not playing with you. Come on.
I always like the paintball guns in that game, GoldenEye. Yeah, it was always fun.
Yeah. You had to accomplish some cool stuff to get some cheats in that. Yeah. Killer Instinct was another big fight, especially on the 64, I think.
A genre that we haven't really spoken about that sort of dominated my gameplay when our family got a PlayStation was all the racing games. Once the graphics got up to the level that they were with PS1, and I just, my brother and my dad, that was the way in which we'd get my dad playing, or we'd find a game that my brother and I would want to play together would in many instances be a racing game. So we had Gran Turismo and Colin McRae Rally and Toka Touring and all those racing games was just is kind of the genre that I think of when I think of playing PS1. Did you guys have any of those?
Yeah,
or playing any of those.
I remember getting Gran Turismo, and I remember getting your license in Gran Turismo, and you're like, I'm a gamer now. I'm gaming now. I'm racing. Yeah, I remember that was so sick. Yeah, we had like all the bike ones. It was I remember the racing was always big in my household.
Rally was big. I remember like when the Xbox original came out, it was like Project Gotham, and then what was the Need for Speeds? They were fun. PlayStation 1
that was good. Yeah.
They were fun games. What was I going to show? I don't know. Let's just talk about some games that you might have not played, or you might have played that pissed you off.
Oh yeah, that's a good topic, that one.
So I know the whole world was upset with this game.
Oh. What do you mean? No, they weren't. They loved it.
In short, very small window to make this game. Back when the movie came out, they were told, make a game, needs to come out at the same time as the movie, ready for the holidays. And they made one of the weakest games you've ever seen. It was literally just ET pixelating across the screen and then randomly falling in a hole.
Didn't you only get like 6 weeks to make it or something? Or was it like really a short turnaround? Yeah, I was like,
still impressive. So what they actually
Yeah.
did, I don't think it's an urban myth anymore. I think they actually found the evidence, but they took all the games and they buried them in the desert, in a big landfill area. And they said, well, that was horrendous. But yeah, very, very terrible game. For me, it wasn't a terrible game. It just got to a very difficult spot that I never got past. So the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This is on the NES, the Nintendo Entertainment System, but we used to play it on the PC. So we had the big box PC game. And I'm talking about this level right here. If you know it, you know it. But it's an underwater swimming level where they just made it so precise that you had to get through these corridors with all these, I guess you could call it like seaweed jellyfish, that would electrocute the crap out of you every time you'd want to throw this across the room. But it was turtles, and it was all the turtles you had at the time. So you spent your days redoing it and redoing it. But do you guys have any games that just ticked you off?
Yeah. I've got one ready sitting there for you. I've got one to go. This here, my hero, this would have to be one of the most hardest, stupidest games I've ever come across. And I still can't play it today. I tried playing it before the show just to give it a go again, and it's insane. Like, so the storyline is like these gangster guys, they take your girl and you've got to go save them. But it's ruthless. You don't have any lives. You literally get punched once and you're dead. And it's like you start again. And they just keep on coming. It's just an on trail of these bad guys. And it's down to like the minute, like not detail, like the hitbox, you would say, that you get touched once by a fist, you're dead. And it's like, come on. This game, I have never ever passed the first level.
You said hitbox. That's something that used to frustrate the hell out of me. We don't get it that much anymore, but hitboxes. So hitbox, if you want to explain it, Skree, to people that might not know.
So it's basically the two character collision. So the outer of one will collide with another, and some characters would have a small hitbox. So that means, like if you're a big character, you're easy to hit. Little character, harder to hit. But the hitbox doesn't exist in this one. I reckon it's just it was a frustrating one.
Absolutely frustrating.
Have you guys played it?
I haven't. I've seen the case like a million times before, but I've never played it.
I have it, and I've never played it. I have it on card. I have the Sega Master System too, but it's on card. It was like a little small card that you slid into the machine.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know if that was.
I didn't know there was such a thing.
Neither did I. Yeah.
Keep talking.
But yeah, no, I just remember it was one of those games that we had in the pile of games that never got played. It was like we always tried it, and it's based off something in Japan. I know it's a story in Japan. I'm just not sure what event it was, but it had a cool soundtrack. Like the music is addictive. Two player? No, it's only one single player.
Okay.
Oh, actually, no, it's take turns. So it is like there's two players, but you take turns in seeing how far you get.
It's like cooperative.
Not like Double Dragon or anything like that. Yeah. Wow. The
How do
Sega
you
card.
play that? I've never seen such a thing. Is that for the original Master System?
Yeah, it must be because it says the Sega card.
Hmm. Yeah, I've never ever seen one of those.
No, neither.
Anyway, it just goes where the game
It
consoles
doesn't say
go.
Sega 2. It just says the Sega card for use with Sega system only. Avoid exposure and all the. Yeah. Made in Japan. You write your name on the back so you know it's yours.
I wonder if the Sega had a slot in the back where you could put that in instead of putting it in the top. It can't, like, you know how like they have the extra drives on the back of the console. You put extra thing. It might have had something like that.
I'm just going to go to the bottom of the things and see if anyone knows. There's a lot of comments. I love them, guys. Sorry. Man, games like this. Yep, I was going to pick this game tonight. Double Dragon. Playing that. Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I loved my Double Dragon. Mission Impossible on the 1064 was a massive, like 100% agree with that. I remember playing that. And I think the biggest game on the Nintendo 64 that let everyone down was the Superman game, where all you had to do was fly. All you did was fly through rings with very terrible controls. So, yeah. There's so much here. Turtles, NES, favorite. Graphics were awesome at the time. Still pretty cool. So Matt's saying, according to a 2014 documentary, Atari Game Over, that was the one, yep, only 10% of the approximately 1,300 recovered were ET cartridges. There you go. Still some there.
So,
let's go. Road trip.
So why were all the... Yeah, so
them.
What were the other 650,000 cartridges that were dumped?
Very interesting. And we might have to watch the doco to find out.
Interesting.
Ghouls and Goblins. Far too hard. Not enough lives. Pain in the butt. Yeah. Wow. Yes. Nate saying the Master System coffin console has the slot in the front. But it wasn't PAL? Did we get that one? Now, here's a sports game I went nuts with for a
FIFA.
big chunk of my early late teens, early 20s. I stopped playing FIFA when my son beat me. I lied and told him that I let him win. I sent him to bed.
Nice.
Ollie's saying the original Sega Master System was different in Japan, and it took those cards.
Oh, wow.
I have 3D glasses on the Sega Master System that plugged into the game card slot. I remember seeing them. Yep. Kind of the original Famicom. Wow. Matt still uses that excuse with his son, so don't worry.
Did you guys ever have the Mega Drive, the CD adapter, where like it sat on top of the Mega Drive?
Yeah, no.
We had it for a little bit, but the CDs would always skip.
I agree. For those that don't know, the PAL SNES system was rounded. They rounded off all the edges and everything compared to the American US one, which was very, very square.
Yeah, I like our version.
So do I, mate.
Nostalgia could play a factor there, though.
Yeah, I it still looks awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, I'm gonna jump to a game on a console that I reckon I played completely for a whole year, and we're jumping ahead here.
Let's see it.
Call of Duty.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
This was an addictive downward spiral, and this is as far forward as I'm going. But I just wanted to share. Like I played this, God, every day, every moment that you had, just multiplayer madness at the peak. I just remember frag out, just nonstop. All you'd hear is frag out, frag out, frag out.
Did you play online multiplayer, or did you play online? Yeah, nice.
This is where I was really getting into online playing, but then just like Ian said with FIFA, it got to a point where I was just getting smashed. And it was like, where's the fun? Fun. I want to win.
Oh, that's funny. I played a lot of FIFA. I had FIFA 2000 on PlayStation, and then I'm sure I had an updated version for PS2. But I never got into playing online. It was just playing against my brother or playing against my mates or playing against the computer, just in single player mode.
Yeah.
I
See,
never
that's where
I never breached that next sort of stage.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel that's where it ruined gaming for me in a way, because I stopped playing games in campaigns and I went to online. So like when I got like Battlefield or Call of Duty or whatever, I never played the campaigns. I just went straight to online. It was like I felt like, because I remember I had my Xbox account is still my original very first Xbox account I had. And I've got like, I think it's a 70-year tender, and I used to get messages going, "How can you have a gamer score that's only 20,000 and have such a high tender?" I'm like, because I never played offline games. I always played online, and because when you play online games, you don't get a gamer score like you do when you play offline games with your achievements. So it's like, yeah, I just remember online games for me was always a big thing. I sort of stopped playing those campaigns.
Yeah.
But do you feel like you missed out, Skree, by not playing
Yeah,
the campaigns, like playing the games how they were sort of intended, how the developers
yeah, I
sort of
feel like
crafted
I feel like I
the
missed
story?
out a lot. I feel like I missed a lot by doing it like that way, because yeah, you kind of do. You miss the whole story of the whole point of the game, and it's like,
Yep.
I was like, oh, like Battlefield 4. I remember everyone going about how great the campaign for Battlefield 4 was, and I'm like, I never played it. I just played the hell out of the multiplayer because it was such a great multiplayer game.
I always smashed the campaign out first
Mm.
and then got into the multiplayer. But this was a big ticket item back then as well, playing the Call of Duty zombie modes. And like if you got a good group of guys that you met or friends, like if you figured out the glitches to like get stuck in the walls and things where they couldn't get in, you could just like fill the screen with zombies and go nuts for hours on end. They were fun times, but I was definitely different. I was definitely I moved away from playing online and still away from playing online and started trying to play just the campaigns, um, which I feel like they're putting a little bit more focus into these days.
Yeah.
So
I'm still heavily online though. I'm still there. I haven't gone back to campaigns. I think the last campaign I played was what we Gears of War 1 with you, Dean. That was my last campaign I played.
oh really?
Yeah.
Somebody there it is. Do you guys own a Switch? I do own the original Switch. I
I
don't play
did.
it as
I don't
much.
anymore.
I think Mario Kart 8 was the big ticket one for me. Like we did have we actually got a Friday night. This Friday night, some mates asked us to do a gaming night playing Shredder's Revenge. So yeah, I think we'll be running on Xbox for that. But pretty pumped for that. Like I haven't done a gaming night since I was
Should be cool.
28, maybe. The last one. I saw Damien's here. Damien, where are you? How are you, Damien? Appreciate you
Hello.
Hey, Damien.
coming in. First and longest online gaming for me was Destiny 1. Hundreds of hours.
Destiny.
When you got to these consoles, you could sink hours into them. It wasn't like the 8, 16, 32-bit where you played a game and you're done. Like
Yeah. I remember
that's what
was that?
Go, Skree.
I was gonna say I just remember Destiny was such a great midnight launch. It was such a good community building game, and like you had like your four mates were just so keen to play. You just play for hours. It's such a grind. That game it was just a big grind.
Hell yeah, it was. Man, I just love, like, I've said it a few times now, but the comments, like, so many people have so much memory, so much nostalgia for all different genres and games. Like,
100%.
so if you have a choice of 3 games to play the rest of your life, what are the 3? That is the toughest question we've had tonight. I'm going to tell you my favorite game I played. This is the game I probably put the most time into. It is Star Wars, obviously. But original OG Star Wars Battlefront 2. This was the first time any game gave you the ability to really play any sort of Star Wars you wanted.
Yeah,
Really Battlefield like. Play as Jedi, play as the good guys, play as the bad guys, play as the the troopers, the grunts, like play in space, play on land, like, and that's the OG Xbox. It was just here you go, and I'd have to pick that, and I'm not going to pick three, so I'll let you guys pick one each. But I love that game that much. I have 2 copies of it.
I'm going to go. I'll pick a game that I can still play now and have just as much fun as I could when I was a kid. Super Mario 3 on NES, or as part of like Super Mario All Stars on the on SNES. I just think that's just an absolutely classic game. The music, the gameplay, like 2-player, single player, just had an absolute ball with it and still do.
That's so good.
Does a like a game franchise count as one? So like,
does it come in one pack?
it does. Gears of War. You can buy the whole pack, the whole 5. So for me, I Gears of War. I love Gears of War. Like that's one of the games I can always go back to. I love the story, the lore, everything behind it. Such a good game. I love too. Like when I was when Dean and I played that game, and I said, just wait till you play 2, 3, and 4 and 5, and you just watch the graphics evolve, and it's so good to see. Like the graphic evolves, the storyline evolves, it just grows in like throughout the whole saga. It's so good. It's one of my games, Gears of War.
Yeah, look, if you said you have to pick if I had to pick a trilogy, it would be the Donkey Kong trilogy on SNES. That was superb.
Yeah.
Graphics like never seen before. I don't know what Nate's talking about with this one. Sorry, mate. He's saying don't have a Switch 2. I'm not sure I approve of Nintendo's stance on console ownership. I don't know the whole thing of that. Gamer tags. Man, I love gamer tags. Just like my email. My email is the same as it was when the email came out for me. And I kept it. Like, even for job interviews, I'm like, yeah, if they want to know who I am, that's the one I want to use. I'm not changing it.
Well, that's where Skree came from. It's Screamus. That's my original gamer tag. My very first gamer tag ever was Screamus. So
Yeah,
never the Skree. Yeah, no, I've had it since I was 13, 14.
Nice.
Yeah.
I don't know what a gamer tag is. I'm not too sure. Yeah, is that for online gaming?
Yeah,
You
would have needed it by PS2, Xbox.
Yeah.
OG, you would have needed a gamer tag.
Fair enough.
And you couldn't have one that someone else had. So
you probably would have been Crusher. Crusher.
Yeah. You would have been crushing you. So every time you got like a kill, it would have been like Crusher crushed you. Desperate for the Arkham games. They are the Batman games, Ollie, and they are fantastic.
That's so good.
Yeah, so much here. Lego Star Wars.
Funny games.
Gears of War.
So obviously we're collectors. We're all collectors, and something we haven't really spoken about, I suppose, is like collecting physical games. Are you guys still got games that you're chasing? Dino, I know you got a massive video game collection. Are you still on the hunt for certain games to complete runs, or?
Yeah. Good question. So my gaming focus when I look at it, and I put a lot of effort on the Xbox 360, and the Sega Master System 2. So I probably got about 50 games from the Sega Master System 2. But what I chopped out was everything to do with sport. So if it was like, you know how you have FIFA and you have 20 different FIFAs and FIFA Manager and all these different ones, I chopped all them out. So yeah, when it comes down to it, OG Xbox, I think I've got about 33 games left to complete what I call a complete collection of PAL games. So obviously not the North American games, just the games that I would say, yes, I'm going to play that game. So yeah.
So how many games? Like how many games for that console would you have? Like how big a set are we talking about? When you say what you consider a complete set, like
yeah, okay, so maybe how many is there?
Just at a guess.
Over 200.
Oh wow! Okay,
so
would that be the bulk of the games that were released for that console?
Yeah. Not when you look at North America. There's a lot of games that we put a line through that we didn't get here. Some cool ones, some not, and a crap load of sport. And when I say sport, that's racing games, football games, could be. There's games that I love, like you sort of got those sport mashed up ones, like the volleyball ones and things like that. So, yeah, there is a lot. I probably have in my whole collection of video games physically. I think I'm sitting over 1,000.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. That's nuts. That's insane.
And there was a period about 4 or 5 years ago where gaming just wasn't high on people's agenda like it is now. And I was picking these things up from CEX, from other places like that, and they were cheap. They were so cheap. I'd be getting in 10, 15 games a week.
Yeah.
You could find them at op shops. You could find them at all those places now. But they just skyrocketed. But yeah, I know with yours, Scotty, you've always said you just wanted to collect the games that you had physically as a kid, and you've done that, haven't you?
Yeah, I've got. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, I got the 10 or 12 Super Nintendo games that I either owned as a kid or that I rented like regularly or that I played when I stayed at a mate's house. You know what I mean? Because it wasn't that many. It wasn't like, dozens and dozens and dozens of games. It was just like a pool of, 10 or 12 classics. And I've got all them, so I'm not looking for any more games at the moment. If I found them cheap, like if I was at a flea market and someone was selling games at a price I couldn't say no to, I'd grab them just because I probably wouldn't have the heart to leave them behind. But as far as like paying, secondary market value for games, there's nothing really that I need that I don't already have.
Yeah.
And even the games that I do have, I don't play anywhere near as much anymore now that I got an emulator from Dan and Monique for my birthday. It's such a great thing for convenience, but it also takes away a little bit of the impetus to fire up the old CRT TV.
True. Just say hi to Dino, Geek Strong. How are you, buddy?
G'day, Dino.
And we will ask you the same question, Skree. But I'll just go with Phil's first. Are finding the games you need in the wild as much of a thrill as finding the toys? I can say simply no. I found a game at a couple of conventions ago. Finally found one that I didn't have. It wasn't as exciting. I didn't feel as pumped with it. So, still there. Still there. It was a game I hadn't played before. I guess it would be more pumpage, I guess, if it was like, oh yeah, finally a game that I remember or that. But I had most of that. So
yeah.
And Skree, what's your gaming collection looking like?
It's gone really back to basics now. Like before I didn't like toy collecting. That's all I did was game collecting. So I had consoles, I had the games, but I ended up, like you said, once the market hit massively and stupidly, I was like, you know what, I'm going to sell what I can. And I sold like pretty much 90% of my gaming collection. Like like from figures to consoles, like you name it, I had all that stuff. But I just kept all my things that I had from when I was younger, like my Xbox, original Xbox 360, Game Boy and all that. So yeah, like my gaming in my collection now is sort of really, really just bits and pieces. I don't hunt it anymore. I don't look at it. Like I see it out and about, and I'll just like, no, I just can't bring myself to pay $400 for a Nintendo 64 or something like that,
Yeah.
So like I remember going to garage sales and I picked up a Game Boy and a GameCube, and it was like $10. These days it's insane. So yeah, so that's what funded my toy collection to start with, was selling all my gaming. And it I must admit, it made a pretty penny. Like it was a good time to sell when that market hit, when all those retro kids were like, oh, PlayStation 2 is retro, or this is retro. Like, good. I bought this console for $5 2 years ago. Here you go. You can have it for $200.
A lot of collectors have said that. The games are the first to go. When you've got the games and the toys in a room, the games are the first to be sold off. I know I moved a lot of my games from its location to get more shelving space for toys, but not selling them. And the reason you touched on the point of how expensive like the cartridge games are, that's why I focused on Xbox OG and Xbox 360 because everyone else was focused on cartridge.
Mm.
I was picking them up for like $2-3 a game, while people are spending hundreds on cartridges. Like you remember that news report for the what was it? The Super Mario Brothers selling for $1 million, graded. That just
That's
broke.
crazy.
It broke the gaming.
Yeah.
That point that broke everything, and everyone thought everything in their collection was worth hundreds and hundreds of dollars. So it's a bit sad. You can see like Aussies here saying $400 for a Nintendo 64. Yeah, that'd just be a console. You wouldn't get anything with that.
Yeah, like even though those translucent ones, like the colored N64s, they're going for like $400 to $600 upwards. It's like what?
Pikachu N64.
Yeah.
Dino Geekstrong saying Jaws is one of my favorite games. I 100% believe that, Dean. I know you love your Jaws. Friday the 13th on Nintendo was also great. That one's too scary for me, but you guys might have played it.
Sorry if I did.
With the NES Advantage, you can beat Jaws in about 20 minutes. There you go. Well, he's just doing his thing. So we'll start to wrap up, guys. We've been going a little bit over an hour and a half. But there's just one more thing.
I'll show one more thing as well. Yeah, I'll show one more thing as well.
You go. Mine's game related.
So this is a little piece in my collection that I will never ever get rid of.
Miss Pac-Man.
So this is Miss Pac-Man. This is actually made by the what do you call it? Coleco?
Coleco.
Yeah. This is made by them. This is 1982. So this was my mum's. It was originally my auntie's. My auntie gave it to my mum, and then my mum gave it to me.
Oh, that's
so
nice.
As you can tell, it's been well played. Like you got the wear and tear from where you sit. You know, like unfortunately the battery compartment has seen better days because it would have had thousands of batteries replaced into this thing. And I just remember it was such like it was always played. This was always played no matter what. And I see them online now. I see like you can buy like there's like a whole set of I think like a set of 6. And I remember Mum telling a story like they picked this up from like a Coles or a Woolworths back in the day. They'll sell them there.
I just love you have that history of it being handed down.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like that's what I love about it. That's one of those things that like I'm never going to part with it. It's one of those things that's always going to hold. And I remember too. Where is it? Mum used to always. She had a soldering iron. There it is there. And she used to always. Probably can't really see it. There, the numbers. Can you see the numbers? I can't get the light. She would always solder her license number into things. So if it ever got stolen and the police picked it up, she can prove that it was hers. I don't know why she did that, but that was the thing she used to do. She would always like carve her license number into things like this. Yeah, so I guess she maybe grew up in a rough neighborhood, or she was the eldest of her siblings, so maybe she wanted to try and keep her things. So that's what she used to do back in the day. But yeah, a lot of the things that we've got, like console wise or like gaming wise, had a number always engraved in it, and that was her license number. So yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, that's a cool
awesome.
bit.
It's awesome you got that.
Unfortunately, it doesn't work anymore. It's maybe fixing the spring compartment. It might kick over again, but I've been told that is. I'm not sure. I haven't looked it up, but I've been told that's like a battery compartment thing for like plug it into the wall. So I'm not sure.
Yeah,
you know, like an adapter, like a DC adapter or whatever it is. Yeah, but yeah, that's my cooler thing.
Answering Ollie's question, our adapters are definitely different. Than anywhere else. Like everything, always different. Did you have one more thing you wanted to show off, Scotty, before we wrap up?
Nah, I'm all good. I'm all good, mate.
I just wanted to show off these. And did you guys ever buy magazines?
Oh yeah,
all the time, man. All the time, yeah, all the time.
So we'll look at this one because there's that controller that Skree was talking about earlier before, and you'd have to hold it like this, and it was just like wicked. But these things, I remember buying these things at the arcade before school, and just going through it. So this is a kind of newer one, but not newer, but you got the N64 because you got Mario Kart 64.
Yeah, so cool.
Yeah.
I used to love buying them for the PlayStation. You used to get the demo disc. You have like 6 demos to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. But
Mm.
I loved it for like you would get a couple of cheat codes, like you try to like it had all different things, people's like drawings, but yeah, you'd get a bit like Donkey Kong Land on the Game Boy. So if you're
Yeah,
getting
that's cool.
stuck, you could use this as a resource to look through. The covers never really gave you exactly what you got. It'd be like, oh, Toy Story, it'd be like one page, but look at that.
That's cool.
Very
That's
cool.
sweet. But yeah, so yeah, I just wanted to show them. I had them out.
Yeah, they're really cool.
Yeah, they are cool. All right, we'll just we're gonna wrap up, guys. So I'll just make sure there's no comments that are really cool. They're all cool, sorry. Yeah, our carts are different than everywhere else in the UK. We got rounded carts too. Yeah. Wow. Magazines, Tour Rock. So, guys, thank you everyone in the chat for hanging out tonight. So many comments. I think that's the most comments we've ever had in an episode. So, really, really, really appreciate that. Kept me on my toes. I want to thank Scotty down here for hanging out, talking some games. If you don't know Scott, then what are you doing? He's all over YouTube making great content. So go and check him out at ScottCrusher and Skree. I want to thank
Appreciate
my
it, boys.
co-host.
Thanks for having us.
You're more than welcome anytime. We've got some fun episodes lined up and some new guests coming on over the next couple of months. But yeah, Skree.
Yeah, so if you're re-watching this, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe. Guys, thanks so much for all watching. Make sure to go follow our socials as well, all down below. Like Dean said, there are some good shows coming up. We've actually put our hats on this time and planned some shows ahead. So it's not just 1 month ahead we plan. This is actually, I think we've got 2 or 3 or maybe even 4 shows planned. So, and they're actually going to be some good shows. But yeah, make sure even leave us a comment down below in the video. It always helps. Those little things always help. And yeah, definitely see you guys in the next episode. It's gonna be fun. So stick around.
Appreciate it, everyone. We'll catch you next time.